I want to share a testimony with you to encourage you in the areas of discipleship, prayer, and serving. When I was a new Christian, I spent years studying the Bible, diving into Bible studies, and taking in as much knowledge as I could. I was on fire for the Lord, and I couldn't get enough. This went on for 3 or 4 years, but during this time, that's all I did, and eventually things became stagnant. I had all this knowledge, but I wasn't growing. God was changing me on the inside, but I needed to do the outward things He asked as well, like praying with others, talking to others about Jesus when the opportunity presented itself, and serving in ministry areas. I knew that as a disciple of Jesus, we are not called to just learn and keep it to ourselves. We're called to practice what we've learned, to share the knowledge with others, and make more disciples for God's kingdom. And so I decided if I was going to move forward at all in my relationship with Jesus, I was going to have to do some things that at that time were very uncomfortable for me. I saw people around me doing them, but I was full of anxiety when I thought of myself doing them. I decided to tackle one thing at a time, and it began with prayer. My fears were that I would sound silly and that everyone else was better at praying than I was. My husband and I had a small Bible study group in our home, and we had become close to the people in it. I realized starting to pray out loud in front of people would be easiest to practice in front of them because they were my friends and would encourage me, even if I sounded silly. It took a few meetings to finally build up my courage, but one day I did it. It wasn't a perfect prayer in my eyes. I was scared to death. My palms were sweating, and I vowed internally that I would never do that again. But deep down, I was also proud of myself for stepping out of my comfort zone. So a while passed, and I did it again one day, then again, then again. Then I began to get comfortable with it outside my group. It takes practice. Once I felt comfortable with prayer, I began working on talking to people about Jesus. My fears in this area were that I didn't know enough about the Bible to talk to someone. Or what if I was confronted about the Bible and couldn't defend it properly? What if I was laughed at? Someone got angry with me? The list goes on. I started with my family. I was determined to lead them to Jesus. Sometimes they would listen to what I had to say, and other times they turned me away. I realized the same thing happened to the apostles, and that I wasn't going to let that deter me. I would wait until God showed me an opportunity. Maybe someone mentioned they needed healing, needed help with something, or asked me where I worked. I work at CCO, by the way. It was an opportunity to ask them if they had a church, or if they knew Jesus, or if I could pray for them. The more I did this, the more comfortable I became. It takes practice. Practicing in both of these areas allowed me to serve better too. I wasn't afraid of someone asking me a question or someone asking me to pray for them. I could join a ministry and serve well. I started as a greeter on Sunday mornings and became more involved in more ministries from there. I've been a youth ministry high school leader, a small group Bible study leader. I've attended mission trips, helped in women's ministry, hospitality, and outreach. As of right now, God is moving me in another season in my life. And He and I are talking about where I'll serve next. I'm excited to see where He's going to place me. And while I'm listening for the Holy Spirit's confirmation, I'm studying and learning more. Our learning and doing needs to be constant in order to see growth. So I encourage you to start on your own journey of praying, discipling, and serving if you aren't already. We are called to do God's work, and the rewards are great for His kingdom, His children, and for you.